my young niggas. The tight Burger Bar. Dirty South. Don't get that big ass black hole. Each and every Friday night, see? Good to see you, Jack. The RE show, nigga. Yeah. Soda Time Song. Way back. Birthday tonight, baby. Got everything with you. Looking good, baby. OT. Chiba. Yeah. Soda Time Song. Give it a one-on-one. Soda Time Song. Give me some song. Soda Time.
stays alone, never shares a single tear. Stays in the coolest mood, clearly rolling up the air. She and all her girlfriends, they go out dressed to win. Then she comes right to the coolest side of town, but she lives in my land. 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 Oh, she lives in my land. Remember my fiance? She lives in my land. She lives in my land. Make me want you, then make me miss you, make me wonder where you are, then forget you. Will remind me of who we are. We're oh so close, but yet so You got me open wide. Just come inside. I'm yours, it's yours for sure. She lives in my land. She lives in my land. She lives in my land. She lives in Remember my fiance? She lives in She lives in
All I ever wanted in life was to give me some juice. And see these ladies get so loose and comfortable. I can take you on a walk on any plateau, baby. But you look so good to me as I sing you out. We can make beautiful music together. Before you text me. Trying to make this house seem like what we gon' do. Travel one boy. Forte better. Forte better. MC.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Glad to be here. Glad to be here. I got a little bit of moments to spend with the people, with the family. And yes, I'm actually here for a good cause today. I don't know if any of you have ever been in a situation where you took care of everything you're supposed to take care of, and you really are cautious and careful about how you do your things, and then all of a sudden something unexpected happens, and maybe you could use a helping hand. So today I'm going to try to raise some money for somebody that I know through this platform, and that just needs a little bit of help. And I'm going to double whatever anybody else donates up to this point. The point is to raise $150. And so that means, if I raise 75, then I'm going to throw in the other 75 and call it a day. So, but there's no pressure on anybody. I'm also going to go through a little bit of information that I wanted to go through and I couldn't. And I'll also review some stuff that YouTube made me take down. By the way, YouTube, it's so funny what YouTube is not so hard on versus what they're hard on. And but it's no biggie. Everybody signs up for this platform according to their rules, and it is their rules that govern. But in any case, back to raising the money. I'm just going to play a couple of tunes, and then I'm going to get into some information. But if anybody wants to donate, you know where to donate to. This is my PayPal. That's what we use where I am, and I do not have a Cash App, but I will be doubling whatever anyone else donates for this cause of $150 for a good person to have a little helping hand. But so I appreciate everybody for coming out. Take a listen. I'm going to drop a couple of tunes and then get into some information. So let's go.
Scores. Never know. Just warming up, never know.
Yep.
And roll. Too late. What's up, Sue? You fly ass nigga. T-Rock. You say drink. Come on, wait.
Yeah, this is Backyard Band, yo. Backyard Band from DC.
Hey, time.
That's what we do, man. So, I was born and raised on that other town.
Hey, yo, turn.
Sick for that. I'll play around. Hey, wait, give me some.
Wood in the box. Holes in your shoes, bigger holes in your socks. Roaches in the kitchen for the food in your pot. Throw the hands in the air, get pressed by the car. What you know about the hood when it's good with it? Sitting on your stoop with your weed and your drink. The old wine knows asks if you got change. If you ask me, the same shit changed. On the street, plenty niggas get their ass knocked out. Come around, get better not run your mouth. Always been a thug and I still get down. Shots to South Beach, shots to Uptown. What you know about brick when it can't get paid? Can't get a coupe, so you get a Chevrolet. Moms on her knees, all she can do is pray. Word from this same shit, different day. You're living in the ghetto and you feeling me. It's so right to say, oh, 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 oh. You're getting sick and tired of the same thing. It's so right to say, oh, 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 oh,
Say what's up to you, baby girl. Yeah.
Hey, baby, so
Wednesday nights. Dog Spot, man.
wow.
Don't stop, man.
It's 640.
Yes. And you know what? You know what I forgot to mention? I can't believe it. Not only will I double whatever money that I raise up to the point of 150, right? That's the goal, 150. But so not only will I match, people's donations, whoever wants to make one, but and it's for a person that just needs a helping hand, a good person. A lot of you probably know who the person is, but I'm not going to mention their name, but it's not important. But you also, not only will I match that money, but everybody that donates will also get a 20% off gift card at where? Azanto Apparel, for anybody that wants to do some shopping. Anybody. It doesn't matter who it is, ladies, gents. We have a few things there for kids, also some other cool stuff. But you just check it out. Here's the link. I'll put the link in the chat also. Let me see here. Hey, Andrea, how you doing? How you doing? And Donnie, what's up? What's up? I see you all. Let me see here. Let me put this link in there. Well, there we go. Yes. So there's the link. 20% discount. And I'm sure you will enjoy it. Oh, and the discount lasts for 3 months. That's the deal. So there it is. Let me see here. Let me go through some of this stuff. You see, we got some fly hoodies. Fly hoodies, definitely, for ladies and gents, right? What else do we have? Let me see. Can I go through here? Yes, you can just click the link. There's a lot of different variety, right? Then there's also, let's see here, t-shirts. Let's see what's there. Right, or shirts in general, right? So, yeah, you guys can take a look when you get a chance. And there's the link. All right, so let me see something. What am I going to play next? I know exactly what I'm going to play next, and it's this song by my homeboy Giant. Check it out. Let me know what you think.
Listen, yeah, little shorty, sit your ass down in this chair. You and me got things to talk about right here. You've been messing around town with your friends, and I know you got to understand, little man, that you're gonna face a changing life. It's not the man who dies, it's the kid inside. And you're gonna have to live your life for your dreams. 'Cause if you don't, you won't see opportunity. We don't make it. We don't make it. We don't make it. We don't make it. Now, here, you're thinking that you're fooling me. You better think twice, 'cause I'm from these streets. Hold up on all the things you've been doing wrong. 'Cause you'll spend a lifetime in learning survival songs. 'Cause cops and robbers are everywhere. You're not the first on the block to be living real. So take the guns in the stash and put it all away. 'Cause all you need is some love from your family. Ooh, yeah. Gon' make it. We gon' make it. Gon' make it. Gon' make it. Sunday, gon' make it. Shorty, sometimes the world ain't got no sympathy. Whether it's money or hoes, jiggers want to scheme. Rumor has it that they ain't got no love for you. 'Cause your mama's fears is the tears Tommy cries for you. 'Cause you're gonna face a changing life. The confession of your life is your sacrifice. So take the guns in the stash and put it all away. 'Cause all you need is some love from your family. We gon' make it. 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 Sunday to Monday, baby, we gon' make it. We gon' make it. Gon' make it. Gon' make it. We gon' make it. Gon' make it. We gon' make it. We gon' say it. Gon' make it. We gon' make it. We gon' make it.
Yeah, that was a track called Little Shorty by my homeboy Giant. You can check him out on Spotify, also on YouTube. Just type it's GYANT and you can find his music. Let me throw one more track on and then I'm gonna get into some news. Oh, hold on. That's the wrong one. Sorry about that. Sorry about that one. This one. Yeah, I'm gonna get into some news after this one. But again, I'm raising money for a good cause. Some of you probably know. I'm not going to mention any names. But, every once in a while, good people need a little helping hand. So today I'm going to try my best to raise a little bit of money. And I'm going to match whatever money I make and everybody's getting. Who does donate $10 or more is getting a 20% discount gift card at Azonto Apparel online. So enjoy, folks. Today.
When I get so lost, all I know, I need a love to help me find my way. Give me strength to say I will climb the mountain. I gladly walk from sea to sea. Not afraid to cross the river as long as you're with me.
This track is fire.
The road is long, but it holds, I don't know. But sure as rain, I know which way to go. In you I found my way. I never thought that the dream would find me, but in your eyes I see all that I can be. Come take my hand. Sound of rain beating soft this morning. Wake to smile at a new day dawning and say, I'm gonna cross that river today. When I get so lost, all I know, I need a love to help me find the way. Give me strength to say that I will climb the mountain. I gladly walk from sea to sea. Yeah, yeah. I'm not afraid to cross the river as long as you're with me. Yeah. My dreams came true when you came into my life, and all I do is think of you. I could never be lonely. My dreams came true as we sail the ocean. And
Alrighty, now let's check out some news, y'all. Let me see here. Guess who's up? This is your man right here, Mr. Donald Trump. Yeah, he's having some days in court, and this is what's happening so far. Let's check it out.
Control the message, to mold public perception, to shape the way people see him and experience him. He lied about his wealth. He lied about the 2020 election. Heck, his booking in Fulton County, Georgia, clocked him at 6'3", 215 pounds. Mystifyingly,
What's up, Pumpkin?
30 pounds lighter than his last White House physical, which was always sort of questionable in and of itself. And while, yes, he's been punished for some of those things, including a $350 million penalty in the civil fraud trial, Trump has always been able to shape his own narrative, to tell his own story. Until today. That's because the chilly Manhattan courtroom, in which Trump now spends his days, awake or otherwise, is not in his control at all. And for all his threats, all his
Donnie, damn.
intimidation, this is foreign territory.
What does it say here? It says prosecution to Trump to jurors. Prosecution to jurors. Trump covered up criminal conspiracy by lying about records. Can any of y'all say y'all surprised by that? I'm not surprised.
The disgraced ex-president, entirely immune to his particular brand of bloviating and misrepresentation, where only one thing really matters: the truth. Today, opening statements began in that historic election.
Mr. Black Folks Love Me.
Interference and hush money trial in New York City. Attorneys for Trump and for the Manhattan District Attorney sought to frame the case as they're prepared to make in front of the jury. While the defense tried to frame Trump as a sympathetic figure, somehow separate from Michael Cohen's payments to Stormy Daniels, the prosecution laid the facts of the case, which really aren't in much dispute, out for the jury. Matthew Colangelo, a lawyer on Alvin Bragg's team, suggested this, quote, "We'll never know, and it does not matter, if this conspiracy was a difference maker in the close election." But as our colleague Lisa Rubin reported from inside the courthouse, the prosecution appears ready to provide evidence.
The one thing about Trump I can say is he's very active in the criminal court system, in the civil court system, very active. And, but it's so much activity that you almost can't keep up with it. It's, and it's also so many foul things, Trump does not give a damn.
Evidence of how concerned Trump's campaign was at the time, and how Stormy Daniels' lawyer, Keith Davidson, texted David Pecker, the former publisher of the National Enquirer, on election night, and wrote this, quote, "What have we done?" Colangelo insisted this was a criminal conspiracy and a cover-up designed to hide important information from the American voter, to ensure that such embarrassing details would never, ever, ever see the light of day. Of course, they did, and here we are, years later, possibly on the verge of accountability, definitely on the cusp of another face-off between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Again, Donald Trump, though, has no choice about this. He is forced to sit there in his own trial, listening to all of the testimony as lawyers go through his past in excruciating detail. Stripped of his ability to shape his own narrative, it is getting easier and easier to imagine Trump, to see him as what he is, a criminal defendant charged with some pretty serious offenses. It's the topic of a new ad from the Republican voters against Donald Trump. Watch.
I was wondering if you guys are hiring right now. I was thinking about applying for a job. I was thinking about applying for a job here. I'm currently facing 88 felonies. For detention of classified information. Do you all take people that have been found liable for sexual assault, trying to overturn the 2020 election, falsifying business records? I was wondering if that was going to be a problem.
Working with diamonds and jewelry. They're gonna do a background check.
Yeah.
So that's the only.
Or probably not.
Yeah.
So do you guys hire people that sexually assault other people, or?
We run a full background.
Okay.
No, we don't. I don't think so.
Okay.
But yet, somebody's going to vote for Trump. That's the irony in it all. It's a lot of people that would be like, yeah, I'd never hire Trump. But would you vote for Trump for president? If you're going to vote for Trump for president, feel free to speak up. You don't have to. But if you're not, feel free to speak up also. Speak your minds.
Yeah.
Donald Trump, based on that ad and in reality here on Earth One, probably wouldn't be able to get a job at a mall. David Axelrod summed it up quite eloquently in The Atlantic today, quote, as Trump sits and watches the criminal trial he hoped to avoid unfold, he must know that a potential reckoning he has spent a lifetime eluding could be coming. He has been reduced to a criminal defendant in a courtroom where someone else has absolute power, and the rules very definitely apply. The weariness and vulnerability captured in those courtroom images betray a growing recognition that he could wind up as the thing his old man most reviled. A convicted criminal? No. Worse, a loser. That's where we start the hour with some of our favorite reporters and friends. Here with me at the table, senior executive editor of Bloomberg Opinion and MSNBC political analyst Tim O'Brien's here, and lawfare legal fellow and courts correspondent Annette Bauer is here. You're both down at the courthouse today. Also joining us, MSNBC contributor and columnist Charlie Sykes is back, and former senator and co-host of MSNBC's How to Win in 2024 podcast, our dear friend Claire McCaskill is here. Take me inside the day at the courthouse.
Cold waiting line for a few hours,
Yeah.
so at least 2 to get in there. Before Trump even went into the courtroom for the first day of opening statements. In the criminal case, he was railing against the New York State Attorney General Tish James as it related to his civil case, which there was a hearing in an adjacent courtroom. You talk about his worst nightmares. Not only is he the object of derision, he's in this. We talked about this last week, but this bonfire, the Vanities-esque court setting with multiple courtrooms, and he's the center of attention in both for things he doesn't want scrutinized. And one is his money, and in the other, it's the truth. And
the third is his personal life, right? He had Pecker bury these things if he wanted them out there. His friend went to caught and killed them.
And I think, they ultimately failed to keep it under wraps. And it affects, I think, his marriage. It affects his sense of who he is in the world, only vis-a-vis the images he wants to create. Because I think he loves, at some level, being a macho philanderer. I think he holds on to that shows he's attractive and robust and a winner. But now all of that is being unspooled in the courtroom. It was I think the opening statements were good. I think Trump has a very capable legal team with him this time around, which he traditionally hasn't. One, because he usually sips his lawyers. And secondly, because he's a nightmare client. Mm-hmm. And some people get into it for the advertising and then they get schooled and they don't want to go near him again. Mm-hmm. But after that, it was very process oriented. The big show of the day was David Pecker taking the stand, but that got truncated and the hearing ended earlier than I expected it would. But it'll pick.
Yeah. So that was that. What do y'all think about this? Is Trump going to get convicted on this one? Do you think it's a criminal charge, right? These are criminal charges, right? They're not civil. This hush money thing. Let me see something here. The hush money. Let me see something. Yeah, this is felonies. These are felonies, y'all. These are all felonies Trump is facing with this hush money. So it's criminal. So, see you later, Mr. Trump, because it looks like he's going to get convicted, essentially. It definitely looks like that. I don't see how he's going to get out of this one at all. Anyway, what? criminal trial. Inside the courtroom nightmares. Juror safety becomes key focus. Okay. And I don't dare show anybody uh, the person that put themselves on fire in front of Trump Tower at the opening. I won't dare play that again because that's what got YouTube to take the last video down. Definitely, it's possible. The damn sure ain't no game. I mean, man, I don't see how he's going to get out of this one, Donnie. Felony charges, and he seems pretty guilty. He seems pretty guilty. But yeah. Let me see what else here. Wasn't there something? Somebody got killed, right? Didn't somebody get killed in the South? Somebody, was it by the police? This was recent in the last couple of weeks, right? Let me see something here.
Now want the United States, the attorneys for two men shot and killed by cop police, now want the United States Justice Department to intervene. The family of one of the men, Devontae Brown, has filed a federal lawsuit against the officer who shot and killed him during a traffic stop. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor joins us from Cobb County with more on what.
Damn, this is just two. What is it? 1 month ago now. Yeah, okay, 1 month ago.
These families want, Angelique.
Good afternoon, Christine. Well, the Georgia NAACP and the families of these two men are
it's in Georgia.
Very critical of the Cobb County District Attorney and how he handled these officer-involved shootings. That is why they now want the State Attorney General and the U.S. Justice Department to get involved.
The rule is that you don't shoot and kill an unarmed person.
Attorneys for Devontae Brown say the father of five did not pose a threat to officers. At the time, Cobb police officer Ian McConnell shot Brown 12 times, killing him. The video.
He was unarmed?
Video released by Brown's attorneys showed the father tried to flee law enforcement when they tried to pull him over for a traffic stop, but was quickly surrounded before McConnell opened fire.
Completes the box in, and what he decided to do is get out of the car screaming orders of Mr. Brown to put your effing hands up. Then he subsequently shot multiple times. When you look at this video, there's no imminent threat at the time.
That is why attorneys for Brown have filed a federal lawsuit against Officer McConnell for excessive force and wrongful death.
There seems to be a reoccurrence of the lack of justice and transparency.
The Georgia NAACP insists there is a troubling pattern of black men being shot by police and not prosecuted.
Ain't this the same old story? This is the thing that African Americans talk about, all the time, essentially, that there's been no bill pushed forward to federally prosecute these kind of crimes, make it just automatically, a federal thing, because these states don't all seem to be able to rein their police officers in, and again, it goes back to like, what's the standard that you have for and value that you have for life, for your life and others' lives? Do all of these shootings have to happen? Does it always have to end in a shooting? It just, you have to ask yourself, is that normal? Is that normal? Yeah. One can hope Mr. Law and Order MAGA grifters get all the law and order thrown at him, just like he wanted for the Central Park 5. Yeah. And now what he wants for women who have abortions. Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. May he get that type of justice, the type of justice he wants for others. Yeah. But, yeah, I'm just astonished right now, but this is where it's at with the news. Is it a surprise another black man gets shot unarmed, by the police?
DA Flynn
traffic stop.
Brody. State President Gerald Griggs points to the death
or a
of
black woman, for that matter.
17-year-old Vincent Truitt, also killed in 2020 by an officer.
In this particular case, like in Vincent's case, he presented it to a civil grand jury. That's not enough. Present it to a criminal grand jury. Allow them to make the determination of whether Georgia law was violated.
DA Brody told us last month he handled the Brown case
Wait.
properly.
That's
You mean, so there's no grand jury? A month ago, there was no grand jury that convened over the matter. Let me see here one more time.
18-year-old Vincent Truitt, also killed in 2020 by an officer.
In this particular case, like in Vincent's case, he presented it to a civil grand jury. That's not enough. Present it to a criminal grand jury.
Aha! So it was only presented to a civil grand jury before. That is.
Allow them to particular case.
Truitt, also killed in 2020 by an officer.
In this particular case, like in Vincent's case, he presented it to a civil grand jury. That's not enough. Present it to a criminal grand jury. Allow them to make the determination of whether Georgia law was violated.
DA Brody told us last month he handled the Brown case properly.
That's the right.
How can somebody be shot and it's not handled criminally? It's like shot by a police officer and it's civil. Is that what's going on? I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, but
To file a lawsuit. But the fact is, a grand jury of their peers looked at the evidence, looked at the investigation, listened to the witnesses, and made a determination that the officers were right in what they did.
Now, Cobb police have released a statement on this case in the past. It reads in part, the totality of the evidence was reviewed. The officer was cleared of both criminal and policy violations after the GBI investigation, district attorney presentation to the grand jury, and the administrative review. We are live in Cobb County. Angelique Proctor, Fox 5 News.
All right, we will.
yeah. What do you think about that? So the police officer followed protocol, essentially. Isn't that what that says? Let me see here. Let me bring that back up. What does it say here? The totality of the evidence was reviewed. The officer was cleared of both criminal and policy violations after the GBI investigation. District attorney presentation to the grand jury and the administrative review. Let me see. The federal and state governments need to abolish qualified immunity. Yeah, because that's exactly what this looks like here. The totality of the evidence was reviewed. The officer was cleared of both criminal and policy violations after the GBI investigation. But there was no imminent threat. So what's up with it? What are they going to say about that? That's what's going to be interesting. I mean, are they going to say he was in a car, so you had to shoot him to stop him from moving the car? Is that what he's going to say? That's about the only thing he can't say. And is that good enough? Do you shoot a person to get them to stop driving a car? Oh, we're going to find out. We are going to find out. That's just too much. That's just too much. I hate thinking about this stuff, actually, to be honest with you, but it's so prevalent, obviously, right? I wonder how many. Let me see something. Let me just look something up right here real quick. Google, right? How many people get shot by police unarmed? Let me see here. Damn. Do we even want to look at this by race? Let me see something. What does it say? Number of people shot to death by police in the United States from 2017 to 2024. Okay. So this is black. This is white. Damn, black goes up. Hispanic goes up. Other goes up. And unknown. Who the hell? How could it be all this unknown? What is this? This unknown is not, that's not a little bit. That's significant. Some of the unknowns are bigger portions than the African American population in itself. You see this? Let me drop this down here in the chat. Let me see. Boom. Data on shootings. Data on police shootings. Yes. Boom. Let's see here. How could that? Oh my God. Data on my own settings blocked me from putting in this message. That's weird. All right. Maybe that'll work. Okay, there we go. Data on police for those that want to check it out. That's a interesting look at it. Let me see here. People shot to death by police 2017 by race. Okay. Sadly, the trend of fatal police shootings in the United States seems to only be increasing, with a total of 178 civilians having been shot, 32 of whom were black, as of March 5th, 2024. Okay, that's just, okay, 32. In 2023, there were 1,163 fatal police shootings. Additionally, the rate of fatal police shootings among Black Americans was much higher than that for any other ethnicity. Damn. Standing at 6 fatal shootings per million of the population per year between 2015 and March 2024. Okay. In recent years, particularly since the fatal shooting of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri in 2014, police brutality has become a hot button issue in the United States. Okay. The number of homicides committed by police in the United States is often compared to those in countries such as England, where the number is significantly lower. Black Lives Matter movement formed. Okay, let me see here. This is just extra information. Let me take one other look here. Show sources of information. How about that? Oh, you got to register to do that? Okay. Well, let me see something else here. Can I check this out in a different way? How about this? Okay, 2023, there was 229 African Americans, 425 white Americans, 133 Hispanic Americans, other 29, and unknown 347. Yeah. There you have it, y'all. Yeah, what do you think about those numbers? Tara Moorhead prosecution helped frame an innocent man for a double homicide after 20 years of misconduct. No criminal charges filed, only loss of law license and disbarment, nothing more. What? Frame an innocent man for a double homicide. She lost the law license and got disbarment. Well, she can't work as a attorney anymore, but frame a man, isn't that criminal charge? Isn't that a crime to frame someone? I mean, how could that just be like a loss of license? That's a crime in itself. I mean, yeah, it should at least be civil, some civil situation that happened. I hope so. When did that happen, Pumpkin? Let me know. All right, let me see here. Let's go back. Now, you know something? Let me know. Let me know what I need to check out too. I'm gonna be here for a second. I'm just chilling, hanging out. For those of you that don't know, I came here today for a good cause, and that cause is to raise a little bit of money for a person that maybe some of y'all know, who's a really cool person, but from time to time, good people that take care of themselves and normally have all the details covered. Sometimes unexpected things can happen, and so therefore, I want to try to send some generosity uh, to that person privately if I can. And so my goal is to raise $150, and whatever I raise, whatever is raised by anyone else who donates, I'm going to match that myself. And anybody that donates $10 or more gets a 20% off gift card at Azonto Apparel online. So you can go there, and that gift card lasts for 3 months. So you have time. And yeah, there you go. And you can, if you feel like it, there's the link to donate. And alrighty, so now that I did that, took care of that, let's get back to the goodies. Now, what do I need to check out here, man? It's been so much. You know what, y'all? I had some studying I had to do the last week, and YouTube took down two of my videos that I did. The last two videos that I did in this last 1 week, right? And yeah, so I just got to work that out with YouTube. It's not. I didn't get any strikes or anything. It's just, yeah, YouTube. I played a couple of things they don't like. So, but in any case, yeah, we're on YouTube, and that's how it is. Roll under their rules and regulations. So sometimes that might happen. But but yeah, but what should I check out? What's the latest? Y'all let me know what's going on. Yes, it's a crime. She retired, so she doesn't need to work anymore. Oh, she probably got full pension too after framing him, right? I'm thinking it's quite possible. Let me see here. All right, now let me. What else is there? Let me see. Is there something I need to look up? There's all this news on Diddy, y'all. I got to do another video on OJ Simpson for real, because the last one I did, I accidentally put something in it I shouldn't have done, and that got YouTube's attention. They didn't like that, but the premise is still solid. I mean, they say that there was definitely blood evidence planted, right? And they say they proved it. And that is Dershowitz, one of his lawyers. And that lawyer says that the blood that was on the socks, the bloody socks in his home, those that blood had to come from a vial, a blood vial, something from the laboratory, because it has a chemical in it that blood directly from your body doesn't have. So that's how they know. And so I got to redo that video. But let me see. Yeah, you sick of Diddy, huh? Yeah, a lot of people are sick of Diddy, but Diddy is trending right now in a very bad way. And yeah, in a horrible, horrible way. I mean, everything is like in the new in the news cycle is Diddy. But you know something else? I wanna know what else has been going on in the US. What else has been going on in the US? Like political wise. Did I miss something? I know Fannie Mae's trial is over, right? Or Fannie Willis, excuse me. Her trial is over, right? And what else has there been? But I know one thing I did that did slip by me in the last 3 weeks, and that was that tsunami in Taiwan, I believe. Let me see here. Taiwan. Was it? No, it was an earthquake. But wasn't there a tsunami after? Right. It says tsunamis. Right after earthquake. So let me go over to Blue.
So, Ashley, how much money has
Let me see something.
The earthquake near Taiwan, 7.5, 7.5 magnitude earthquake. It happened at 21 kilometers southeast of Hualien City in Taiwan. This is according to the U.S. Geological Survey. Very strong shaking at magnitude of that strength. That was felt widely in the Taiwanese capital, Taipei. Now, a tsunami warning has also been issued for a number of those small Japanese islands that you see there just to the northeast of Taiwan. Also a tsunami warning for Japan's Okinawa prefecture. Local residents told to evacuate, and tsunami waves as high as 3 meters are being potentially forecast. So sounds like quite a serious magnitude 7.5 quake and a tsunami warning for those southern Japanese islands.
We want to continue our breaking news out of Taiwan. A 7.4 magnitude earthquake has hit off the country's eastern coast. You can see that these buildings are leaning over, looking like they are ready to collapse at any minute. There have already been several large aftershocks. Let's go to Ann Makovic, who's tracking the destruction from our newsroom and the images that we're seeing coming in. Ann?
Yes, some major damage, Juliet, and we don't even know the extent of it yet, as this just happened within the last couple of hours, and the tremors continue. Here is a map of the epicenter. It was a 7.4 magnitude that hit off Taiwan's eastern coast. It prompted tsunami warnings for the island and for southern Japan as well. Several aftershocks have hit the area since then, including one that registered a magnitude 6.5. And here is a look at some of the damage that we're starting to see come in. Several buildings leaning, partially collapsed. This is video from the city of Hualien. This is the strongest quake to hit the island in 25 years. The last big one was a 7.6 magnitude back in 1999. 2,400 people were killed and 50,000 buildings were damaged or destroyed. Here's some video from inside a TV newsroom right after the quake. This was in Taipei, which is almost 100 miles away from the epicenter. You can see the monitors and light fixtures there swaying as the ground shook. Now, closer to home, the U.S. Tsunami Warning Center says no tsunami threat to California is expected, but that some coastal areas might experience sea level changes. Nothing significant here, though. Let's check in with First Alert meteorologist Darren Peck now in our virtual view studio.
And just a little perspective and a comparison on this, a 7.4 magnitude. If you think back to Loma Prieta, that was a 6.9. That was also notably farther away from, say, San Francisco, where a lot of the notable damage that we think of from Loma Prieta. So it was twice as far away. At a 7.4, the distance here is about 80 miles from Taipei. So I'm just giving you the comparison there to the major population center. There are small communities on this side of the island where the earthquake happened, but if we look at the map differently, all the black dots on here show you where.
Let me see something here.
Now let's turn
something on that just happened in China.
To China, where days of heavy rains have swollen several major rivers in the south of the country, which are now threatening to flood, forcing the evacuation of tens of thousands of people. Weather forecasters in Guangdong have called the situation grim. The area is prone to flooding, but state media reports that water levels are at their highest for half a century. Well, let's go live to our correspondent based in Beijing, Laura Bicker. Hello to you, Laura. Tell us more.
Well, officials have been monitoring those water levels overnight. Now, what happened really was days and days of heavy rain, plus localized storms, which included large lumps of hail falling from the sky and even reports of a tornado. Now that has swollen what were once gentle rivers into fast-flowing torrents of water in some places. Now, you mentioned there that state media had described the fear as a once-in-a-half-century event. Now, after monitoring those water levels overnight, they feel, certainly at this stage, that fear has gone away for now. However, they are still watching as the rain falls and they are still monitoring those river levels. 11 people remain missing. Rescue teams are on the ground. They were dispatched early because this is one of the most populated provinces in China. 127 million people live in Guangdong. Around 60,000 people have been evacuated, taken to safer ground as those floodwaters continue to expand. There were a number of rescue efforts that were unfolding on social media where water was coming underneath someone's car as he tried to get out. Others showed these massive waterfalls coming into their villages. There have been a number of landslides, which has cut off roads and major highways. Schools are closed and electricity supplies have been disrupted. So although the rain is beginning to stop for now and the water levels are going down, there's still a lot of work going on in Guangdong to solve some of the issues that this flooding has caused.
And what is the weather forecast looking like in the days ahead? Because, of course, you know, if more rain comes, this will exacerbate this already very challenging.
It's going to be a drier few days for Guangdong as this cleanup begins. This is an area that's very prone to flooding. They've already had one flooding event this month. In fact, they say it's the earliest it's ever happened. And I think when it comes to these kind of weather events, China is getting very used to dealing with climate-related events. Now, of course, some of these events are one-off. It could have happened anyway, but many are being monitored to see if they are being caused by more climate change. I think certainly the Climate Change Association here in China fears that these weather-related events will become more common as the years progress.
Okay, Laura, thank you very much indeed. Laura Bicker there.
Yeah, okay, let me see here. Just to check out where that is located. Where's this? Let me see here. Right, okay. Guangdong. This is what they say the province is. And so if you zoom in, okay, this is Taiwan to the right. This is Hong Kong, south of Guangdong. Okay. And then if you zoom in, Heiwan. Okay, Guangdong. Is this Dongguan? Okay. There we go. So Guangdong is there. Yeah, exactly. This must be the biggest city in Guangdong province. Right here. Let me see something also. Right. So flooding is in this area. Interesting. Alrighty. So let me see. Come back out of this one. Yeah. Well, there you have it. Not much news today, apparently, outside of Trump and flooding. Let me see here. I mean, wasn't there also let me see. There was also this one. Oh my God. You remember this? The Biden impeachment inquiry. That was interesting. Very, very interesting. They didn't even get votes to impeach him. That is interesting. Let me see. Why does that keep coming up? Oh, because that's the House. Okay, let me see here. Congress. Times Today is still running impeach Biden videos. What is up with that? That's Congress vote for $60 billion Ukraine package. Well, this is interesting. Gonna have to see what that's about. Okay. Boom. Let's get it going.
2 years into this conflict, and Russian rockets rain down on Ukrainian ground still. This is a nation outgunned and desperate. Its very survival, Ukraine says, dependent on decisions being made 5,000 miles away.
Facts, Pumpkin. Y'all just had an earthquake in New Jersey, New York, right?
Some say, well, we have to deal with our border first. The Ukrainian-Russian border is our border.
Being voted on in Congress today, $60 billion of funding for Ukraine, as well as $26 billion for Israel and $8 billion for Taiwan. For Republicans loyal to Donald Trump, though, it's time to turn their backs on international intervention.
My amendment today would drive the bill for Ukraine. Take each dollar amount in this act is hereby reduced to zero.
Infighting.
Yeah, that she's like, you know what? Y'all ain't getting nothing for Ukraine. Take it all back. I'm not only am I not going to go, I'm not going to just lower it. I'm going to take it all the way down to nada.
This amendment, the bill for Ukraine, take each dollar amount in this act is hereby reduced to zero. Take each dollar amount in this act is hereby reduced to zero.
Infighting.
Amount in this act is hereby reduced to zero.
Infighting transcends party politics, though. Funding for Israel is opposed
by reduced to zero.
Infighting transcends
so
party
funny.
politics, though. Funding
$0
for Israel is opposed by
from the
left-wing
mean
Democrats,
lady.
enraged by what they call a human rights catastrophe in Gaza. So getting to today has taken months, and a plan by Speaker of the House, Republican Mike Johnson, to split each portion of funding into separate bills, giving all the opportunity to vote against provisions they oppose.
This is the best possible product that we can get under these circumstances.
This is a speaker, though, with a paper-thin majority and a handful of opponents from his own party who have threatened to push for
that we can get under these
Paper
circumstances.
thin.
This is a speaker, though, with a paper-thin majority.
A speaker with a paper-thin majority. The Republican rep.
And a handful of opponents from his own party who have taken possibility to vote against provisions they oppose.
This is the best possible product that we can get under these circumstances.
This is a speaker, though, with a paper-thin majority and a handful of opponents from his own party who have threatened to push for his removal should today's votes go ahead. Votes.
Look, members of his own party threaten to remove him if the votes don't go through today. Did you hear how silly that is?
Possible product
majority and a handful of opponents from his own party who have threatened to push for his removal should today's votes go ahead. Votes possibly reliant on Democrats to pass.
Well, the vote is just underway now, and despite the controversies and tough words we just heard, is expected to go through. Joining me now from Virginia is retired Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Davis from the Defense Priorities Foundation, whose daily YouTube show, Deep Dive, focus on military and foreign affairs. Lieutenant Colonel Daniel
Okay, so this is 2 days ago.
Davis, Marjorie Taylor Greene talks about America last. Do you have any sympathy with her? I mean, do you think Congress has got this right or wrong?
Well, look, I think that we need to back up a second and look at what's actually the most important issue is, will this money make the difference that so many of the advocates and supporters say it will? And I will tell you unequivocally, it will not. The big problem for Ukraine is not another $60 billion, which is frankly very small in terms of the overall need. It's a manpower issue for Ukraine. And the other side of the equation is the growing capability on the Russian side. And this money will not change that any. So many, like J.D. Vance, the senator on the Senate side of the Republican Party, he wrote a piece in the New York Times last week which laid out the math problem that there's not enough capacity. Even if you get the money, you're not going to have the number of artillery shells, interceptor missiles for air defense, et cetera. So people are going to be disappointed even if this passes. And I suspect it probably will pass, but then there's going to come the harsh wake up when the things actually start manifesting on the battlefield.
But isn't it the job of Ukraine's Western allies to solve that math problem that you set out, redouble their efforts to defeat Putin?
Yeah, because it seems like the current thing is like some of these EU states are giving weapons, a lot of weapons also. So, I mean, the other NATO nations. So I'm curious what he means. Maybe he's only talking about. Yeah, well, I guess he can only talk about it in terms of that vote.
Well, see, the problem is it's not about will even. It's about physical capacity. You can't make the artillery shells any faster than we are right now. You can't make the interceptor missiles faster than we can right now. Russia, on the other hand, is. So it's really not even a matter of desire. It's a matter of physical capacity. So
I'm curious because to me, it seems like the United States has more people than Russia. Russia only has 150 million people. Is for as big as it is, it's the biggest country on earth with a small population, right? And but the US has like what, close to 400 million people, something like that. 350 million, right? Something like that at least. Let me see. What is the US population here? Let's see here. Population size. Boom. Oh yeah, it's 3.33 million, 333 million. How could it be 333 million, 0.3 million, 0.3? What is this? What kind of number is that? But check this out. Let me just flip over here because I don't want y'all to think I'm just making this up. Then we can go back to what this man is saying. Look, you see this, right? Look at the population size. The US has 333 million. Russia has 144 million. That's under 150 million. Mexico has 127 million. Mexico is coming up on Russia. You see? And so my question is, how the hell is Russia producing more of those things than the US? How's that possible? I'm just curious about that. But
2 years into this conflict and Russian rockets rain down on Ukrainian ground.
Joining me now from the YouTube show is Marjorie Taylor Greene talks about America.
Actually, the most important issue is, will this money make the difference that so many of the advocates and supporters say it will? And I will tell you unequivocally, it will not. The big problem for Ukraine is not another $60 billion, which is frankly very small in terms of the overall need. It's a manpower issue for Ukraine. And the other side of the equation is the growing capability on the Russian side. And this money will not change that any. So many, like J.D. Vance, the senator on the Senate side of the Republican Party, he wrote a piece in the New York Times last week which laid out the math problem that there's not enough capacity. Even if you get the money, you're not going to have the number of artillery shells, interceptor missiles for air defense, et cetera. So people are going to be disappointed even if this passes. And I suspect it probably will pass, but then there's going to come the harsh wake up when the things actually start manifesting on the battlefield.
But isn't it the job of Ukraine's Western allies to solve that math problem that you set out, redouble their efforts to defeat Putin?
Well, see, the problem is it's not about will even. It's about physical capacity. You can't make the artillery shells any faster than we are right now. You can't make the interceptor missiles faster than we can right now. Russia, on the other hand, is. So it's really not even a matter of desire. It's a matter of physical capacity. So we can't do it.
So Putin wins then?
Well, that's what I've been arguing. When you take the emotions out of it, there is no rational path to Ukraine victory. Right now, there's not even a rational path to hanging on to what they have. And the more they go on these offensives and the more they really keep hope alive with this kind of things, all it's going to do is increase the cost on Ukraine in personnel and territory for the eventual end, which in my view is irrevocable.
Well, in that case, isn't Putin destined to march through Europe, to use the words of the House Speaker, Mike Johnson?
Yeah. No, he is dead wrong on that. And there is no capacity on his side to continue to go forward. You don't have to look any further than the victories that Russia's had in the last year or so over Bakhmut, over Avdiivka, and the difficulty they're having right now in Chasiv Yar. These are all small towns or villages, and it's taken him a lot of time and all of his capacity just to get this part of the territory so far. The idea that he could go into Western Europe is just nonsensical. It physically can't do it. He doesn't have the logistics capacity. He doesn't have the air capacity, and he can't go on an attack.
Okay, so he seems like he's just saying everybody needs to stop because the logistics won't be adding up for anybody, apparently. Yeah, it sounds like that's his overall view of it. I get that.
Into a 32-member alliance unless the thing goes nuclear, as evidenced by the fact that more than 2 years, he's only been able to get about 20% of one country that has no military alliances or even an air force of any matter. So he can't do it no matter how people, even if he wanted to, he can't do it. And that should be, helpful to understand.
So where should US priorities lie now? I mean, is it still a blank check to Israel?
Let me see here. Yeah, now they're talking about Israel. That is just Israel, Ukraine. Let's see here. U.S. House. Okay, look at this. Hold on. What? Here we go.
The yeas are 311 and the nays are 112. The bill is passed. Oh. One vote present. I missed it, but thank you. The House will be in order. The House will be in order. The chair would remind my colleagues to observe proper decorum. Flag waving on the floor is
Well, they got that money.
Is not appropriate. The House will be in order. Without objection, a motion to reconsider is laid on the table. For what purpose does the gentleman from Florida rise? I said, no. The gentlewoman from Florida. Okay. The gentlewoman is not recognized. Colleagues, no, I'm going to.
Well, there we are. The vote has passed. It has been a very, very long time, many days since the American people, through their politicians, voted for a bill to allow for more weapons to be sent to Ukraine, for Ukraine to continue that fight against Russia's illegal invasion many, many months ago now. And this, once it has been signed by the president, which will happen early next week, will mean that American factories can be put into use again, can build more weapons to be sent to Ukraine. Stockpiles can be released as well. American stockpiles, American weapons can be shipped over, flown as well over to eastern Poland, and from there they can be trucked across to the battlefield of eastern Ukraine. A very, very important moment for the people of Ukraine, and I imagine we will hear at some point this afternoon from the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, and I'm sure too there will be a statement from President Biden, who of course, remember, has called for this all along. It hasn't been a hold-up that he has created. It's been a hold-up here on Capitol Hill, a hold-up because of a Trumpian wing of the Republican Party, who, as I've said, have been questioning the point of a faraway war. They have said that the focus should be on domestic politics, on crime, on the southern border with Mexico, and not on a war that they question what it has to do with Americans. Well, a majority of politicians here disagree with that view. They believe that this is America's fight as well. At the hold-up, the logjam has been freed. The vote has now passed.
And you talk, Mark, about the fact that we've been hearing about this potential package for many, many months. What was it that changed? What specifically happened to allow this to go through?
Very good question. And actually, the details of that are not really known at the moment. I'm sure they will become clear. But
yeah, a lot of people want to know that. What happened? What happened? How did that happen? And the thing is that, a lot of times when people discuss the U.S. financing and economy in general, and you look at this 60 billion, I mean, 60 billion sounds like a lot, but when you look at the U.S. GDP and what it's projected to keep doing, it's trillions. It's going up by the trillions every year, 1 trillion every year, easily, maybe more than that. You see, and the U.S. GDP is something like what, 20 over 20? Let me see. What is the U.S. GDP right now? between 20 and 25, it's $25 trillion. The US GDP is $25 trillion right now. It goes up. Look at this. The US GDP is a global monster, you know, and so when you think about that, and then when you look at, you know, this kind of conversation regarding the, you know, 60 billion aid, 60 billion is nothing. You can do aid to this country and Israel, Ukraine, Israel. You could do aid for more and still do reparations for African Americans. I mean, yes, all that money is there. Do you know what 25 trillion is? That's the GDP. That's every year the US is getting 25 trillion, and it rises by $1 trillion every year. $1 trillion every year. The US is making literally, let me put this up here again, more money than it ever has made. Ever. You see that? You see that? Look, it was 25 trillion in 2022. Let me see something. It's even more. 28 trillion. Is at $28 trillion. From 25 to 28 trillion in what, 2 years? You see? So, I mean, the US has plenty of money for war. The supporting Ukraine and Israel, it's a drop in the bucket, even though it seems like a lot. It's a lot to a lot of people because it's a lot to African Americans because we haven't gotten reparations, you know? So in a society where money, paying bills, you know, you don't have a right to so many things. You got to pay for so many things yourself, you know. And then on top of that, the lack of unions. How much do people get paid minimum wage? I mean, just, you know, what do you get for your money? Essentially, you know, are you getting enough for your money? I mean, so, well, the US, you know, the GDP it's definitely going up. It's been going up. Wow. How's everybody else's life been, you know, in the US? Has the value of their life gone up? Have they got more money in their pockets? I mean, I don't mean a couple $100. I mean, like, are they getting security out of their day-to-day, their 9 to 5? Is it providing security in their life for their family, or is it a struggle, you know? Well, the US GDP ain't struggling. You see what I'm saying? The US GDP is not struggling at all. It's not struggling at all. Let me go back. 28 trillion. 28 trillion. 2024. You see that? 2 years ago, it was 25. You see that? Look at this. 2 years ago, this is 2022. It was 25 2 years ago. It went up about $3 trillion in 2 years. That's more than $1 trillion a year. Yeah, but in any case, I don't want to bore folks. Yeah, let me see here. So that bill got passed. That 60 trillion, that bill, but that 60 trillion aid package got passed. So what's going to pass? Where are those, you know, generous hands going to be when it comes time to voting for social democracy, social, you know, security in the U.S.? You know, I wonder what that is, you know, what folks are really going to put their vote down for, you know. Yeah, let me see here. Let's move on, y'all. 2 seconds. Oh, yeah, and by the way, for those of you that want to know, I'm going to put this up one more time. Today, I am raising money for a good cause. It's for a person that you might from time to time see over here come on this platform. But I am raising $150 for that person. Not that they normally don't have things together. They do. But, you know, these days and times, sometimes something unexpected happens. And for me, I'm just that type of person. I want to raise some money. And so I'm also I need to raise 150. That's the goal. And, you know, everybody that donates $10 or more will get 20% off, get a 20% off gift card at Azonto Apparel online. And I also will match any donation that anyone makes myself. I will actually match that. So up to $150, right? So until we reach that mark. So I appreciate that. And you can go to this link also. There you have it. Now let me get back to the news. See what's going on here. What else is happening? Is it this one? Let's see. Okay, that aid package got passed. Now let's see what else. Congress. Let me see. Biden signs. Let's see if he signed it. Okay, that was 2 months, 3 months ago, 4 weeks ago. Okay, Biden overted. Well, he overted the shutdown. 1.2 trillion funding bill. Let me see this.
The $1.2 trillion funding bill after Congress narrowly passed the legislation. The bipartisan passage, though, is angering some House Republicans who are putting together yet another push to remove yet another House Speaker from his post. Fox News correspondent Madeline Rivera with more.
After several short-term resolutions, the federal government is now fully funded through the end of the fiscal year. But getting to this point was far from easy. The Senate voting 74-24 to pass this $1.2 trillion spending package early Saturday morning. It funds key agencies, including the Departments of Defense, State, and Homeland Security. The prospects of it passing, though, appeared dim late Friday. A group of GOP senators wanted votes and amendments related to issues like the border, migration, and the Homeland Security. The prospect.
Let me see here. What does this say? State Department. Okay. So the bill funds the State Department, Department of Defense, Department of Homeland Security, Department of Labor, Department of Health and Human Services, Department of Education. I mean, yo, this is a whole. All these places, all these departments would be affected. They wouldn't be funded. Wow, that's crazy to think people would risk that, you know, and think it's only 1.2 trillion. And what's the US GDP this year? It's projected at being $28 trillion. 28 trillion. That's what it's projected to be this year. 2 years ago, it was 25 trillion 2 years ago. So, you know, yeah. You tell me, does the U.S. have the money? Yeah, they got the money. They got the money. You know.
Prospects of it passing, though, appeared dim late Friday. A group of GOP senators wanted votes and amendments related to issues like the border, migration, and the Laken Riley Act, potentially putting vulnerable Democrats who are up for re-election later this year in a tough spot.
Some of those Dems want to be able to vote for those because they know they need to get right. They're going to go face voters in the fall.
Senators reach an agreement shortly before midnight, and that allowed them to speed up the bill's passage. The Senate syncing up with the House, which had passed the bill earlier in the day with a massive boost from Democrats. That angered conservatives even more, who were already not happy with a lack of border provisions and the number of earmarks in this bill. So Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene began the process of trying to remove House Speaker Mike Johnson. It's a similar maneuver that cost former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy his role in the fall, but some Republicans don't appear to have the appetite right now to oust Johnson.
I think this is a huge mistake. I believe this causes dysfunction in the House when it shouldn't be there. Speaker Johnson's doing the best he could.
Greene's motion to vacate isn't privileged, meaning it's not live, and she hasn't mentioned a time frame as to when or if she'll take next steps. The House is out for the next 2 weeks. In Washington, Mallory Rivera, Fox News.
Yes, there it is. So, whew. Sometimes when I listen to this stuff and I hear it, I'm just like, damn, they play games with people's money. We have money to end poverty and homelessness in this country and beyond. I believe so. Richest country on earth, the richest country of all time that's ever existed, should have that money. What's up, Pumpkin? How you doing?
Hey.
Yeah, you back online, huh? You back at it?
Well, yeah, no. I'm cold. It's freezing here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's the temperature like over there in Jersey?
It's dropping. It's down. It was 65 today, and it's down to 40. It's supposed to go down to 36.
Oh, really? And where out in Patterson?
Yeah, in North Jersey. Winter don't like to leave here. Winter comes fast, and it hates to leave.
It's 56 Fahrenheit. Yeah, that's cold.
Yeah, for spring anyway.
Yeah, that is cold. Wow. And 13 Celsius. Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Let me see. Was it raining today?
Where? In Jersey? Nah.
Yeah. Okay.
Nah,
Okay.
it ain't rain. God, we don't need no more rain. The river's still high. It's just cold.
Yeah. It's cold. Okay. Yeah. I hear you. So what else is going on in the news? What's
It's Donald Trump trending. Donald Trump is trending. Diddy ain't trending. Diddy just trending because everybody want to be nosy. That's all he trending for.
Yeah, Diddy is like, I mean, come on. Actually, when I hear the Diddy story, to be honest with you, I'm so not surprised because that's the music industry for you, you know. But it's gotten worse over the years. Worse.
It's
very bad.
But Diddy they've been after Diddy for years and years. The feds have been after him because of his father.
Oh, really? Because of his father?
Yeah, his father was a big time drug dealer.
Yeah, but what he got to do with his father?
You know how they do us. Anything. Anything.
Damn.
His father was like a big time, and he was with Frank Lucas, the guy in
Right.
the American Gangster.
Right.
He was with him. Yeah. So they've been after him for a while. You know.
Okay.
And me, myself, and I know people gonna say
I thought he was just rotten.
Yeah. And people gonna say something when I say this, but if it takes you 30 years to know that you've been violated, that law was good, that Me Too law, but they left that window too wide open. After 30 years, they don't even need to be allowed to come and prosecute it. Because if you ain't told it in 30 years, you don't need to tell it now. Everybody just started telling stuff because they see they can get money. That's what I see it as.
You think so?
Heck yeah.
Oh, no. I don't know about that, but I mean, I'm sure there are some. What do you think about that?
I'm sure it's somebody legitimate. I should say that. You know, some of it is. But,
of course. You don't think some of it's legitimate? You don't think it's legitimate?
If Diddy had never got on that Forbes list for being a billionaire, I guarantee you they never would have said nothing to him.
Okay.
That's what it's all about. And that Jaguar right, she need to go sit down somewhere. Because something ain't right in her head either.
Oh, really? What you mean by that? Go ahead. Break it down.
Oh, she you know that song Diddy did, song Cry. She sang
Right.
the background and she feel like she got cheated because she said she did a
I thought that was Jay-Z.
I meant to say Jay-Z. That's what I
Right.
meant
Okay.
to say.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
meant to say Jay-Z. She said she got they did something to her, but she said she had a best-selling CD or album, but she didn't have it. Diddy had it. All she sang was background. Now she made the song because I liked the song. I liked it as soon as I heard it, but it was she wasn't all of that. It's like she got upset. I don't know. Something ain't right with her though. I don't care what nobody says. Something ain't right with that woman.
Andrea, you there?
I'm here.
Something ain't right with her.
I don't know any of those people to comment on as far as who she is, but as far as the statute of limitations, I think we should do what Canada does. Canada does not have one. You can come at any point of time in your life and say something happened to you, and I think that should always remain open. Nobody knows what people go through and how they feel and why it takes people so long, and I'm not going to sit here and put a limit on anybody's trauma. Because I don't know what it's like to be raped. I don't know what it's like to be any of that. And I wouldn't tell nobody anything like that because we don't know. We don't know what happened. We don't know what happened and why it takes people so long. I think it's just because people get traumatized for their whole life. You don't know. And so for me, I'm just talking about for me, I just think that it should be like Canada. Leave it open and let it, when that person feels comfortable coming out, then so be it. The person who did it shouldn't have did it. So that's how I feel about it.
Maybe that's how. Maybe I feel that way because I'm a person. I'm gonna tell. I ain't gonna give you.
And you're different. I mean, you're different than probably most
that's
people. True. But everybody doesn't have the courage to do that. Some people, it's just who knows what holds them back. And people. I just read an article. Yesterday, day before yesterday, a boy was being molested by his dad for a long period of time. And then he finally told the story when he was 16. And before he was able to get anything, his dad committed suicide before he had a chance to go to court. Ain't no telling how many of these things are happening right at home or people, we don't know what people are telling, we don't know. He said his dad became more violent when he told him he was going to tell. So we don't know what's gonna, we just don't know. We don't. I mean, that went on for years with him. It wasn't something that happened and then it went on for years. He said, and then his dad punked out and committed suicide before he had a chance to, stand in the court of law to say he was doing that to his own child. So,
Well, maybe I can't deny that. I tell everything. I'm known for telling. I'm known for telling stuff. My family, I talk too much. But I'm telling you, do something to me, I'm telling.
Yeah.
But that's true.
Everybody just processes their trauma differently. And I just yield to the person who's been through it because I haven't. And I can't even say what I would do or wouldn't do. I don't know because it's never happened. So,
you got a point there.
Yeah.
But like I said, I do tell.
Yeah.
And
then when it comes to all this other stuff, I hope they, throw the book at Trump. I hope he gets books thrown at him, not just a book, books. All the law books, I hope get thrown at him. All of them. Every single last book they can find, throw it at that joker. Because he has been out there just trying to do whatever he can to induce fear, intimidation, all that, whatever he can do, trying to get people's lives put on the line, just like they did the two sisters who were in the voting with the voting and all that kind of stuff. They don't care who they harm. So the same harm they wished on everybody else, I hope he gets it back hundredfold. Because he doesn't deserve anybody's loyalty, anybody's faithful, nothing. He deserves nothing from nobody. Nothing but what he has coming to him.
His own niece can't stand him. I'm like, damn, that's your brother's daughter. And she can't. Yeah. She said she didn't like the way he did her father.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even take time to see. He went to a party and his brother was dying. So that tells you a lot about him.
And then you got people out there talking about he stands for family value. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is a serial adulterer, pussy grabber, rapist, whatever you want. He is all of that.
Let me
slept with somebody 2 months after his wife gave birth to his son. Man, go spit them.
And I don't know why they expect that woman to be there in the court with him. And you know what I want to know? This might be immaterial, but do he ever change that suit, or is that he got all his suits are blue?
He's just a dusty, dirty, grimy looking old man. He looked like like I told you the other night on your show. That's what I told you. That's what I feel. That's what he looked like, a dusty, old, grimy, nasty old man.
Nasty old white
physically,
man, old nasty man.
Physically, yeah.
He don't change that suit. The suit don't even look pressed. That's why I say it's the same when I'm like, for all this man to talk about all this money he got, he sure look a hot mess.
Yeah, Mr. Humpty Dumpty himself. How much did you say he said he weighed 215 pounds? Did you say that, BB?
Who?
I heard that today.
So they know they lying through the grit of their teeth. They need to switch those numbers around. It's 251. What the hell?
Who did I say weighs 250?
I thought you were reading a thing about that fool. That fool on trial.
But they did say that. I don't know if Vic said it.
Maybe they did. Okay.
But they did say he weighed
6'1", weighs 200 pounds. Yeah, he weighed 215 pounds. All right.
He's big, man. But let me ask y'all this though: do you see these little stories that come up about Justin Bieber and Puff Daddy, P Diddy?
Here we go with this mess.
I saw some of that.
I just wanted to ask you because you believe you believe Trump did the grabbing of the booty, so at least he said it, right? But do you believe that? Because
he didn't say the booty. Now let's call it what it was. Don't be ashamed.
The vaginas.
He didn't use that word either, but we'll keep it clean for the kids.
The Percy, that's what
the Percy. Yeah, grab him by the Percy.
What? You gonna make us get the hiccup.
But y'all believe that. But do you believe Puff Daddy groomed this boy Justin Bieber?
No, I don't believe half of that mess they say. People just popping up with mess. Like I said, if Dick's guilty, he deserved what he get. But hell, Donald Trump getting away with everything. I guess everybody think they should get away with stuff. I don't know.
Okay. What about you, Andrea?
I don't know. I don't know enough about the hip hop community or whatever to know whatever community they say they're in. I don't know. I don't know enough about all that I'm sure that those type of industries have all kinds of problems in them, and it's possible. So I'm not going to say he did it, then it's possible.
Yeah,
if he did it, he need to go to jail. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
And I just read. Did you read this? I just read that R. Kelly, he appealed his case and he might be getting out.
Okay.
He might be.
Yeah, that is true. That was that's recent in the news. Yeah.
Did you Beverly? Did you cover the lady here? The what's her name? Crystal Mason. Is that her name? The one who they put in jail for voter fraud.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that? She got acquitted.
Yeah.
All the charges.
For voter fraud.
Yeah, in Fort Worth or in Tarrant County, Texas, she She had been in prison and got out, did all her time. Nobody ever told her she wasn't eligible to vote or anything like that. She went and voted. They got her for voter, quote unquote, voter fraud. And that wasn't the case at all. Nobody told her she couldn't vote. Nobody from the corrections facility, nothing. Nobody told her anything. Even the people said that even the people who they got there as witnesses said, no, we did not tell her. And she spent, I think, 10 months in prison,
back in
and she got acquitted. But then they had this fool in Georgia. But then they had this GOP guy in Georgia. He committed voter fraud 9 times. All he got slapped, it was a $5,000 fine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He didn't go to jail.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
You know how that goes.
Yeah,
What about
exactly.
what about the
complexion for the protection for the collection?
Yeah.
What about the lady? I forget where she was, the black lady. I forget what state she was in, but she sent her kids to a school out of her neighborhood because she wanted to send her kids to a better school. She got time in jail and fined some money. And that girl, Lori Loughlin, from the one that used to be on Full House, she did something to get her kid in a better school, and they ain't do nothing to her.
Yeah, well, she did go to prison for a little bit. She went to prison for a little bit. I think she went for about 2 or 3 months or something like that, or jail, whatever they call it.
Who, the white lady?
Lori Loughlin, her and her husband. Yeah,
they did go. I didn't know that part.
Yeah, she did a little bit.
Yeah.
But she's back on When Calls the Heart, though. They don't have no problem putting them back on TV. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. And what about what they did to Colin?
Lori Loughlin.
From Full House. She played Jesse's wife on Full House.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
But and what about what they did to Colin Kaepernick, and they just put him out of a job for kneeling, and Brett Favre stole millions from the welfare, from the Medicaid fund in the state of Mississippi, and built a soccer stadium at the school where his daughter played soccer. And they ain't did nothing to him.
Nothing to him.
And he stole that money, and the governor or whoever the hell it is, them people down there, they're crazy.
Yeah, even in Florida. I mean, Rick Scott did all that stuff down there with Medicaid and all that kind of stuff, and he's a senator. Like, go figure.
And what about? Did you hear the latest from Louisiana? They passed the law that children who work in fast food, they don't have to give them a dinner break. They passed that in here.
See, there you go.
And the guy who passed the law owns these restaurants, and he said he did that because in Mississippi they don't give children dinner breaks that work at fast foods. So he did it for Florida. I said, what the heck? I mean, he did it for Louisiana. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with these people?
And I think I heard today Mississippi passed a law for I just was out of the tip of my tongue.
Mississippi.
Confederate something month, Confederate History Month, or something. Confederate Heritage Month. Yeah, Confederate Heritage Month, or some stupid crap like you guys. I mean, it's just mind-boggling.
But I think if they get rid of Trump, it'll go away.
Mind-boggling. I hope so.
It would go away. I hope it would go away.
Oh, hold on. Here it is, Andrea. Oh my God, this is ridiculous.
What is it?
Oh my God. This what you just said. Check this out.
Confederate Heritage.
And it's the state of Mississippi. In the state of Mississippi, it's apparently Confederate History Month. But the funny thing is, the office of Governor Tate Reeves doesn't seem to go out of his way to make the proclamation public. He's keeping it a secret. The Mississippi Free Press has been asking the governor's office since last month if he would declare this to be Confederate Heritage Month, like he did last year, and as the state has quietly done in past years. They got no response, but the newspaper did find what appears to be the official proclamation on the Facebook page of a Son of Confederate Veterans camp. We reached out to Governor Tate's office to confirm this proclamation is authentic, since it does not appear on the state's list of official proclamations online. We haven't heard back yet. But I want to point out a couple of interesting things about this apparent
They haven't heard back yet.
proclamation. It refers to April as when the Civil War began between Union and Confederate armies. But it doesn't mention that the war started when Confederate states tried to secede from the Union. It also refers to the importance of learning from, quote, the mistakes and successes of the past. But it doesn't mention the enslavement of millions of Black people, including my ancestors, for over 250 years, which I guess you could say was one really big, horrific, mistake. The word slavery doesn't even appear in this apparent proclamation. And joining us to discuss is Donna Ladd, the founding editor of the Mississippi Free Press, which uncovered the governor's Confederate History Month proclamation. She also found the proclamation last year as well. Thank you for joining us. I love that they're trying to hide it on a Facebook page. It's a fantastic story. We haven't heard back from the governor's office on all of this. And I just want to ask you if you've gotten any
This is incredible. I can't believe this is a real thing.
response at all from them to your story about the proclamation. And also you found it last year, which I just love too.
Well, I also found it in 2016 under the past governor when it really blew up. And in all three of those instances, they never responded to us. And they never do. And last year it was on a Facebook page for the Sons of Confederate Veterans, a different one. This year, it's highly unlikely that it's not real because it's the Sons of Confederate Veterans camp chapter that's in Tate Reeves's home county of Rankin County. And it's a very kind of prominent chapter. And this is the way they do it. I mean, it just always has been. Up until 2016, I'd owned a newspaper here and edited it at the.
Who are the governors of Mississippi?
Tate Reeves.
Who?
Tate Reeves.
Tate Reeves.
Tate Reeves, yeah. Is that Zerlina Maxwell?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is Zerlina. Okay.
It sure is.
She's pretty. I like
She
that
is.
hairstyle. I was looking at it. I need to do something with my head.
Oh man, this guy, he doesn't look too appealing. Tate Reeves.
Tate Reeves, he's an old man, ain't he?
Tate Reeves.
That's
This
Tate
guy, right?
Reeves. Yeah, redneck. Now that's what you call a redneck. Red face and everything.
Looks like
He
he
looks
got
like he
something
got
wrong with him.
rosacea or something.
Yeah, he got rosacea, all right. That's what they call it.
This guy is 4 years younger than me.
Mm.
And he looks older.
He look older than me too.
This is
He
wow.
looks old. He sure do.
Damn. Okay, wow. I wasn't expecting
My
that.
father was 90 when he died, and my father looked way better than that.
Wow, man. I don't know what it
Yeah,
is.
they don't age well when they keep lying.
Yeah. Yeah, he has that liar's aging thing going on.
I don't know what the hell he
His
got.
nose got bigger from lying. That's for
He
sure.
got that Pinocchio nose.
Yeah, he
Pinocchio nose.
got an extra inch on that nose.
But
All right. So,
ha-
yeah.
and have you seen that woman in Alabama, that K.I.V.?
Woman in Alabama.
The
Who?
governor, I think she the governor of Alabama, K.I.V.
Oh, okay.
And
No,
she the
no.
one who talk about women not having abortion and no IV. And I'm like, this woman need to lay down. Her eggs been dead for so damn long. And she talk about what people don't need. They need to get rid of all them old people. And I know I'm
Sure
old
do.
myself. I know I'm old myself, but damn, I'm glad I don't think old.
Yeah,
Well,
they.
You think progressively. You think you're very progressive with your thinking, if you ask me.
Yeah, I am. Well, I got that from my mother. My mother was older, but she was progressive with hers. You know, she said that, you know, you have to let go. Because, you know, I used to ask her when I was younger about getting old and different stuff. She said, you move over and you let young people, you know, you give your opinion, but you take young ideas. My mother kept young ideas, but she was young when she died. She was only 69, but, you know, but I'm glad I think better. Because some of these old people just need to go, and I like older people. I was around older people all the time, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My mother was old when she had me. So
You funny.
no, she was. My mother was. You know, she had me when she was in her 40s.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well, I mean, there's nothing illegal about that.
No. I mean, it wasn't intentional. It's just how it turned out. But you know, I'm glad she ain't. Oh, I see. Here we hit done. But you know, they need to get rid of all these. They need to get rid of all these old people.
What's up, to real? Yeah, go ahead.
An old person, an old woman, talking about limiting IV, you know, in vitro fertilization.
Yeah.
What does she care?
Mm-hmm.
Why should
Exactly.
she care? Like I said, her eggs been dead for years, so
Why
it ain't
does
like nobody
anybody
gonna take them from her.
care what happens between somebody else's legs? I mean, honestly, mind your own business. What do you care what I shove up my vagina? I mean, get to that part.
Yeah, why do they want to know?
Why?
Do they even want to know, right?
This is not even an inquiring minds want to know. This is you need to shut the fuck up and leave me alone. Shut up. Damn. These folks want to know too much stuff because they can. It's just them old fuddy-duddy white dudes who trying to pass all these laws. You just can't, because you can't do without some assistance. Go on and about yourself and leave everybody alone.
Yeah, I mean, this woman is old. She been old for years.
Forever.
She ain't just turned old.
Old as Methuselah. Go sit down.
Look old. She look old. You know.
Well, check this out. Okay, so she's against in vitro fertilization. What is it?
In vitro.
She's against that, right?
In vitro fertilization.
But okay, she's against that, right? But so where do you think she would stand on R. Kelly?
Oh Lord, she probably
was she before or against him being locked up?
She before him being locked up.
She before that,
because she can't have none.
Because you never know.
She can't get that chocolate like that no more. Nobody want that.
It would be some petty reason why she just, her choice would be petty with R. Kelly.
Yeah.
You know,
like them ladies going to those ladies going to foreign countries and because they want a little piece or whatever and come back lying that something happened to them. No, you went over there to get you some and you got caught. Especially these married ones go over there, got caught. No, we was raped. No, you weren't raped. They got video of you willingly going somewhere. Just stop it. They know what they want. They know they ain't stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever heard about this, but this happened when I was young. I was in grade school when this happened. There was a drug for morning sickness called thalidomide. Y'all might have heard of that.
Thalidomide?
Thalidomide. It was to stop women from having severe morning sickness. Because when you get pregnant, I don't know about nobody else, but that's a nasty feeling. All you want to do is throw up in the morning.
Yeah, I didn't have that.
And they knew it was it gave babies deformities. Babies was born with no arms, no legs. They had all kinds of deformities. Because I went to school with a boy. He didn't have a right ear. His whole ear was gone. And they did all of that. And women, and they knew that the drug was bad, and they let it go here for money. It was a pharmaceutical company, and they had they had women going over to Sweden to get abortions and stuff like that. So these old people need to go lay down somewhere. They did that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still, and some of the babies are still living. They literally have no arms, born with no arms, or born
And what
with.
is it called? What is it called again?
Thalidomide. THALIDMIDE.
Thalidomide. I got it now.
Thalidomide. And they still got. It was in the 1960s, the early 1960s, something like that. But I remember that. And it was a bunch of old folks that knew what was going on. Thalidomide. That's it. Thalidomide. I see the name.
But they've known about all kinds of stuff that they, push through the public, because we're their damn guinea pigs, right? They've known about a whole bunch of stuff.
But they
just don't
white
give a
people
damn.
too. They ain't just do this to black people.
No, I'm not saying us. I said they do that stuff and push it to us as not just us.
You mean
I
on a
meant to say,
whole,
as guinea pig. Try the same thing that they did with fluoride and all the other stuff. We're their damn guinea pigs on all this stuff because the government just they want less government, but the government keeps getting their ass involved in stuff they need to go sit down with. That's why they say America has a problem with obesity and also because they got the pyramid upside down, right? You're not supposed to have all them damn carbs. The carbs should not be the base of your diet, right? But we were sold that bill of goods for a long time. And now they wonder why folks got all these damn problems. They did that for the medical community, for the pharmaceutical community, to make all that damn money off sick people that they made sick.
Well, my mother fed me off of the pyramid, but the fats, like the carbohydrates and stuff, she limited that. Now she liked the vegetables and stuff. She, that stuff she fed me off of it because I like to eat. I always did like to eat. I used to sit and eat with my father all the time, and my father ate. My father was born on a farm in Virginia, and he had a farm, and he would take salt pork and boil it and drop potatoes in it. Boy, and I used to love to eat that. My mother would have a fit, and my grandmother, she would, tell my father not to eat with it. And I used to I still like spaghetti. And I used to eat it and ask for more and ask for the third plate of spaghetti. And she was like, eat the vegetables and stuff like that. But she knew the pyramid was wrong with the carbohydrates and the sweets and all of that stuff. She never allowed me to eat all that.
Yeah, my dad was a country boy too, and we had one starch, one vegetable, one protein. We very seldom he would bring something sweet home. We knew that was, he'd always say, at least I know one thing for sure, nobody got fat on my watch. I said, no, because we damn near starved to death. That's why.
Well, I didn't gain
that's
any weight.
He would say that's what it was, but that's what we said, because we damn near starved to death.
Now, my mother was like one piece of meat. I love meat. I can't eat dinner without a piece of meat. She'd get one piece of meat, give my father 2 pieces, and we get one. Fill you up on either. It wouldn't fill you up on rice, fill you up on vegetables. Get 1 serving of rice, a little bit of gravy over that. You eat that. And then if you wanted any more, you had to eat vegetables. So
yeah,
that was.
And he tried to teach me how to clean a fish. And I said, Dad, I'm a city girl. I don't know how to do all that. I tried my best every time he tried to teach me. Back then he was trying to teach me how to clean. I was like, you got you got sons of yours that you can teach to do that. So I would purposely let that fish hit the floor. Girl, he would say, girl, move out the way. I said, I told you I am a city girl. I ain't trying to learn how to kill no doggone
You mean,
fish.
wait a minute. You mean your father wanted you to cut the head off and gut the fish and all of that?
He wanted you to do all of it. He wanted you to learn how to scale it, cut it, gut it, and everything.
Oh,
what's wrong with
no,
that?
that's nasty.
What's wrong with that?
No,
Nothing wrong with that.
no, I'm a city
Why
girl.
you say that? Why you say that?
I don't. I'm not saying it's okay. It's okay for those who want to do it. It wasn't me. You know, he was better at it than I was.
Pumpkin. Do you eat crabs?
Do I eat crabs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like crab meat.
So aren't crabs nasty?
Yeah, they nasty.
But they're not hard to. They're not hard to. They're not hard to get meat out of. I ain't like you got to gut it and stuff like that. Especially the crab legs. I mean, ain't trying to do the body and stuff.
Yeah, I like crab legs.
But how can you eat crabs and not gut a fish? Because you have to gut crab.
First of all,
no, you don't. Well, I don't like me. I only eat crab legs.
Oh, you
ain't
only
no
eat
fish
the
in
legs.
Jersey for me to gut, so I get my fish from the fish store. They gut them already, and all I do is make sure they got all the scales off of them. That's as far as I go with
talking
fish.
about fishing with her daddy. Come on.
No, I didn't say I went fishing with him. No, this guy would go fishing, bring some fish and sell it to my dad at the house, and my dad would buy it. Say, come here, girl, so you can learn how to. So you can learn how to scale, cut and gut. I'm like, no, head it and be head. I'm like, no, daddy, I'm a city girl, and I ain't trying to learn how to do none of that, and I didn't. So
I don't blame you on that. That's nasty, cutting them fish up and gutting them and all of that mess.
Now I got family members that know how to do that. I got friends that know how. So things get a little rough, whatever.
My grandmother
know.
I don't care if I gotta eat it. I'll do it. No problem.
Yeah.
My grandmother.
One or the
my
other.
grandmother
I'll
gutted
go eat.
fish. My grandmother gutted. She knew all of that.
Daddy don't eat no seafood.
Well, they say, but do you know that they say you're not supposed to eat shrimp or lobster or catfish, but people eat it.
Who says that?
Well,
that usually comes from because they're bottom feeders.
Not eating shrimp and the bottom feeders.
Yeah.
So they say you ain't supposed to eat it. But I'm gonna ask y'all something else. Did y'all ever hear about in North Carolina? They had a policy to what is the policy? Oh, if you were considered like, okay, say black people didn't go to school and you were illiterate, they would consider you to be defective or something. I can't remember it, but my mother told me what it was. And they sterilized black women. They sterilized poor people too, but they did it to black women. And I'm trying to find it, and I can't remember what it was and when it was, so I could look it up. But I know they did something about. They would sterilize black women.
They're still doing that over yonder.
Where?
In the African countries, some of them African countries.
Really?
Yeah.
They sterilize them. And I've been trying to find out what year that is, and I can't remember because I wanted to.
They didn't know it.
More. I know they did it to Fannie Lou Hamer. They sterilized her. They beat her up, put her in the hospital, and sterilized her. That's why she never had kids. She adopted some kids. And she took some kids and raised some kids. I remember that. But I was trying to find out what that was. What year that was and when. But that's what they did. So.
Well, let's hear this R. Kelly thing, because I didn't realize his appeal had already happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop. I'll be right back. I got to change my earpiece.
Okay. Let me see here. Let me see what this sounds like.
To overturn a 30-year racketeering sentence in a New York court today. His attorneys arguing Kelly's conviction does not meet the definition of racketeering charges, claiming that prosecutors stretched the boundaries of the law too far. Prosecutors rejected that argument, saying there was plenty of evidence in the case. Kelly is right now serving his term in a North Carolina prison. The court's decision is expected in the coming months.
Uh-oh, he's stuck.
What you mean he's stuck?
Good morning.
They ain't gonna overturn that thing for the boy.
Gonzalez, G-O-N-Z-A-L-E-Z. His name is Cummings, T-E-N-E, McCoy Cummings.
But you know what bothers me about this whole case?
What?
Those girls' parents let them go there with him. I'm not saying he didn't do what they said he did, but I don't know. I just don't get that.
You know, but how I look at it is like this: as a grown man, you're supposed to know who's in your house. You know,
oh, he knew. He knew. I'm sure he knew
he's
who
supposed
was
to
in
know
his
that
house.
he's supposed to have some option himself to choose. You know what I mean? It's not like anyone forced these people on him. It's his responsibility to know.
But what I'm just saying, why they don't hold the parents responsible?
Well, they should do both. Maybe they should hold him and the parents responsible.
Exactly.
It should be two different charges, you know, two different charges. But I don't think one should make the other one go away or disappear. You know, I think you should just have a charge for wherever there is a charge fits. But I think his argument about not knowing, he had the "I don't know who's in my house" argument. I didn't know she was that age. You know, that's essentially his argument.
And he might not have known.
They were willing, but he didn't know their age. That's his argument, basically. And
I hate to say it, some of these girls I don't know. I guess because of the way I was raised, like my mother knew everything. It wasn't too much me or my sister could do that my mother didn't know. But that's because she didn't work either, you know. And my dad left it all to her to keep up with us because he worked all the time and she was home. I mean, he knew, like, if she said something, if things got out of hand, he would, he'd get it back in hand. But I don't know. I guess if there's something to being a stay-at-home mom or something, because my mother knew everything. There was nothing we could do that my mother didn't know, and there was nothing that we could bring in the house that my parents didn't know. My mom and my dad didn't know. So maybe it's a difference.
I mean,
in
and plus he's
styles.
grown. He's a grown man. He's a grown man. He's a fully grown man when this happened, and he didn't know these people were minors. I mean, what's up with that? And people are just supposed to buy the superstar role. Like he's so famous. He is so many women. He just can't tell the difference. He didn't know they were underage. There's so many. How would he know? You know? And they're in his house saying they were locked in.
I think he knew. I think he knew.
Look, he said not only were they in his house, but they say they were locked in there. And he's saying he didn't know their age. That's, I don't.
He ain't gonna win this appeal.
He just needs to make sure he applied that same rule to his daughters, if he had any. If somebody did that to his daughters, he wouldn't want to say, "Oh, I didn't know."
He does have
yeah, but I'm just saying, if it happened to his daughters, he wouldn't want nobody to say, "I didn't know."
That's essentially his argument. He's got the good old "I didn't know their age" argument.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my responsibility to know their age when they're in my house locked
that's
up.
Not the appeal, though. The appeal is because the racketeering charge, because that's what gave him all the time. I think the racketeering thing.
Racketeering.
That's what he wants to get off.
Is it
RICO. He had a RICO charge.
But RICO, racketeering. What do they mean by racketeering? You mean RICO? But RICO, in what sense? Was it about the girls? Was there something connected with those girls or those
That's
people?
what they're fighting against. They said they stretched it.
Oh,
I
they
think
say
they
that the
put the
RICO
girls.
thing is not really good for the Mann Act, or it's not good for. I don't believe that. I
Right,
think
right, something like that.
whatever. I'm like,
They
okay.
say they say the prosecutors they stretched it to it. That's how they got him on RICO. It's something. It's crazy. They trying to say. I don't think they trying to get him off of
I
the
thought they
sex
would
part.
get him. My thinking is like, look, they already have him on transporting, right? Transporting, yes, because he lured them to his place. So, and he paid for their tickets and communicated with them over the phones, across state lines. And he had other people helping him do that, other handlers helping him meet the girls, handlers helping them pick up their tickets, pay for their tickets, all of that stuff. To me, it sounds like RICO.
But I think that's what they're
But
trying to say. They
here's my
stretched
question.
it too much.
My question is this: if it's RICO, why is he the only one that got criminal charges? Who else got criminal charges?
Nobody.
See, that's what
That's the
I'm
whole
curious
point of
about
the
right there.
appeal.
It's like
That's
I think
the whole point
yeah,
of
to
the
have
appeal.
it's kind of it is a little it is kind of strange actually in that case, when you think about it that way. If nobody else is charged, then it's kind of especially if they have no intent on charging anybody else of a crime connected to this RICO thing. If they have no intent and he's the only target of the RICO, I find that a bit strange. But yeah, but he's got a bad argument though. It's good if he gets off. It's going to be on a technicality.
But I think I think if he gets rid of the RICO charge or it'll lessen his sentence. I don't think he's gonna get off
Okay.
from his sentence.
He
I
won't get
think
off
that's what
fully
he's trying to do.
because
He
how
got
many
30
felonies did he
years.
have? How many different felonies did he catch?
I don't know. I
Let
didn't
me
keep
see.
up with the case like that, but you know. But I think that's why they want to take the RICO off, because I think it'll lower his time.
He had 8
It'll take some
counts.
time off.
It
That's
was
all
8
that's
counts of
about,
sex
really.
trafficking and 1 count of racketeering. Okay, yeah. So yeah. Okay, so indeed, I got you here. Let me put that in the chat. Actually, since I'm here, right? That's interesting. I didn't really
But that's
follow his case like
what I
that.
think. That's what that getting that RICO thing, or the way it was done. They said they stretched it a little further than they should have. They put it further. No Ralph tonight. I wonder what happened to Ralph.
Who knows? Yeah, maybe he'll hop up. I'm gonna shut down. I don't know how long. Maybe soon. It's been kind of slow, but I just wanted to get back online just to say hello to everybody. And yeah, I've been busy the last week or something with my job, and but it's always good to come back, and say hello. Facebook took down 2 of my last videos, so yeah.
Facebook or YouTube?
I mean, not
YouTube.
Facebook, YouTube. I'm sorry. I say Facebook all the time. YouTube. And so yeah, so I'm just wanted to say hello and turn on this StreamYard again. But next week I'm going to start going back to a normal shift and normal hours, the preferred hours where I have plenty of time. So I'll be getting busy again real soon, and I appreciate everybody for coming out. I didn't raise much money today. I came out to raise some money for somebody that I know, a friend of mine, and but for some reason, who knows? Maybe later. But for those of you that are catching the stream later, you can in fact still donate, and this is my goal. It's $150 to somebody who's a really nice person. And by the way, for every donation that anyone else makes, I'm going to match the donation myself. And the goal is to reach $150, and those that donate over $10 will get a 20% off gift card for Azonto apparel online. So there you have it, folks. If not today, the next couple of days, the actual gift card lasts 3 months, so you'll have 3 months to use it. So that gives you plenty of time to check, wait around and snoop and see if, and yeah. So that was the goal. We'll see. Maybe I'll get it. You never know. You never know. People out here will surprise you all the time. Hold on. What did Donnie say? Yeah, that was crazy. Oh, yeah. Well, this dude, Mark said he's 42. What? Oh, Mark said the M. Oh, you talking about Mark Funk? Oh, he's out of. Yeah, he's back on that. Exactly. OJ Simpson. I missed that. YouTube took that down. I have to redo the OJ Simpson one. I can't believe that. Anyway, y'all, I appreciate everybody for coming out.
Excuse me. Did
go
they
ahead.
tell you had to redo the OJ, or you just want to redo it?
They removed it.
I know they removed it.
I can't even redo it. I have to redo the whole thing, but I can't download it. It's not accessible anymore.
So you just have to do it new and don't put that in.
Yeah,
Whatever
exactly.
They told you why they took it down, or you just assumed?
Actually, why they took it down is not because of the OJ. It turns out it's because of the burning up man.
Oh, that's right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the burning up man. It's even though I didn't show a burning up man, I showed the area that was burning up, because he put a lot of gasoline around, but I didn't see any burning man. I didn't see anybody there screaming like, ah. Nope. Didn't see anybody moving around, nobody.
But
just
did
fire.
you see his mugshot, an old mugshot of his? He was licking his tongue out. Something was wrong with him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. What is this guy, man?
Wrong with him.
Yeah.
It was something wrong with him anyway. I don't even think Trump had nothing to do with that.
Wasn't nothing wrong with that dude. He just wanted to he wanted to go out in a blaze of thunder, blaze of glory.
Trump? I think Trump.
No, I'm talking about that dude.
I think him and Trump had lunch together.
Something happened
before this.
They met. He actually met.
They definitely related. I don't know.
I
don't know.
He went out like
anybody
to go out. Trump want to go out just like this man.
Blaze of glory.
The blaze of glory. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. One way or the other.
I wonder if Trump is really going to get convicted in this. What happens if he gets convicted? What's the next?
He can still run for president. They say ain't no law against still doing that.
Yes, it is the law. They say you can't be no criminal. That's in the Constitution. He can't rewrite the Constitution.
No, I thought that
you can't be a felon.
No, you can't.
Okay.
That's why everybody.
You can't be a felon. Okay.
Oh, I don't think it's felon. I don't think they use those words, but
that's what it means.
Apparently, you can't do what Donald Trump did either. But who knows? Who knows? Right?
Yeah. Shoot, that man has done so much, man. He done violated so many damn laws. Anybody else would have been in jail like the day after.
Look at him now. Look at that first one up on the top left. If that don't look retarded, I don't know what do. That one right there, that you got
this
it.
If
he don't look retarded.
Yeah, I got it. This is some kind of. I hope this isn't some sort of like symbolic stuff. Like, what is this? I don't even want to know what this is. But look at this. It's even funnier. I want you.
Yeah, folks always trying to make a statement, be the next one. I wouldn't say. I'm not gonna always say something's wrong with them, but they don't give us the benefit of the doubt. There wasn't nothing wrong with them.
Is it the days of social media have taken over? Is that it?
Like, I ain't gonna say something wrong with him. He did what he wanted to do, and he took his life behind it. Hey, whatever.
And my thoughts are: don't ever go this far. Don't ever go this far. Don't kill anybody. Don't harm yourself, because what happens is that then later people see it and talk about you, and you don't get the reaction that you would want. I think a lot of these people in their mind, they're thinking like, you know, they're keeping it real, or they're like trying to spark a controversy, a moment that will change everything. And then they realize, no, man, people are just going to keep on living.
Mm-hmm. And you dead and gone, don't know nothing.
and you might, and your family, you hurt your family members.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, come on, people will grieve over your loss, over your death. You know, one way or the other, people will grieve, and so that's why I will never understand this man. And I'm sure he have some mental issues. You know, surely, absolutely.
Because that always bothered me every time. If you say you feeling down, and the first thing they want to ask you when you're feeling down, do you want to kill yourself? I'm like, please, ain't nobody wanting to kill themselves. Something got to be wrong with you if you kill yourself. I hate that.
That's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah, I hate that when they ask you that. Oh, how you feel today? I feel a little down today. Oh, do you want to kill yourself? Do you hear voices? Do you this? Do you that? No. And now I tell them, look, ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm tired. I don't feel like being bothered, blah, blah, blah. And I ain't trying to kill myself.
Man, see, these pictures are already on it. Anyway, I have to get off of this. I don't want to catch any dead bodies burning up. Yeah, I don't want to get in trouble again.
Boy, his pictures is like that with his damn tongue hanging out. So something is wrong with him. Andrea said he just wanted to do it, but nobody wants to burn themselves out. I got burnt once. I mean, I got burnt.
You know something. We don't. You know, I just don't put anything past anybody anymore. I mean, because, you know, like I said, you don't know what people. You don't know what people, how people think in their head on, you know, how they want to exit the world or whatever. I like I said, I just don't put anything past any. I'm not gonna say everybody crazy. I ain't gonna do that, because you don't know people. Some people get off on stuff like that. You know.
But why burning yourself?
That would be something I would say too. I wouldn't want to be burnt either. But you know, hey, you know, he might have.
I got burnt once. I got burned on a cast iron potbelly, one of them things that they used to heat the house up with when I was little. I got burnt. My hands hit it, and I got burnt so bad when they took my hand off of it, it pulled the skin off, and I remember that pain like it was yesterday. Finger swole, so I can't see why anybody would want to burn themselves of all things to do.
Yeah, I can't either.
I can't either, but you know, he did it, and you know, ain't nobody gonna know why or nothing like that. I ain't gonna say he's crazy, because I don't know.
You gonna read the pamphlet?
I ain't read. What do you call that? His manifesto. Ain't nobody reading that stupid crap. You know, I'm sure.
You probably don't make no sense.
You know, probably in his mind, but in his mind, it probably made all kind of sense in the world, right? To us, it don't. You know.
On the bottom, look at the bottom of this page. It says, "TikTok went the doomsday clock."
Whatever the hell that means, right? Doomsday for him, I guess.
Look,
you know, I'm sorry.
Look,
I'm just like.
Look at this.
That proves something is wrong with him.
There were the Beatles who scoffed at revolution, told us to fear the tax man, and that happiness was a warm gun. Why should anyway? I'm not gonna say nothing. Anyway, I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna drop the link.
Drop it.
Just drop that one, because I don't give a damn what he said, honestly. You know, I don't. However he chose to leave this world, hey, more power to you, bro. You know,
his family didn't even know he was in New York. They were shocked to find out he was in New York.
Yeah.
And I guess they
whatever.
was really shocked when they found out he burned himself.
I guess. Like I said,
I don't get it. Like I
yeah,
said,
me
I
either.
got
That's
burnt
not the way
one
I'd want
time,
to
and
go.
I know the pain of getting burned. And you gonna burn yourself up? Jesus.
Yeah.
He had a bad day.
It's
That was
funny.
a bad day.
My little grandson said, "Grandma, I'm gonna go on a hunger strike." I said, "What are you striking for? What's the problem?" "Oh, I just think I need to lose." Yeah.
He said what?
He said he was gonna go on a hunger strike. I said, "What you striking for? What the problem is?" You know, I said, do you know what the word means? He said, "No." I said, "Well, don't use words you don't understand. If you're gonna do anything, you'll be fasting." "I'm gonna fast for 40 days." I said, "No, you're not. You don't have enough on your body to last a week. So no, you're not." And so anyway, once you explain stuff to him, it's like, "Oh, I don't think I can go that long." "Boy, you couldn't last till tomorrow. Go sit down somewhere."
But you know what? You know something? Now that not to take you off of that again, but when I think about this now, I see this as like this man, he is an example. He's an example of what not to do.
Mm-hmm.
He's an example of that. So, you know, in some kind of way, there's some good that can come out of it, because you can clearly see when you read this pamphlet and when you see what he did and then look at his pictures, it's clear that something wasn't right with this man, you know.
Yeah,
And
he
so
won't write in
it's
his
not so
head.
seductive. Huh?
He won't write in his head. His head won't write.
Yeah, and you
Something in
know,
his head was off.
because some of these, like you've heard of people take their life before. Now some people do it for, you know, they call themselves terrorists, or they do it for, what do they call it? It's not domestic terrorism, but it's, I guess there's different types, right? But it's terror essentially. Some people do it for that reason, right? And I guess this would be considered a similar thing, because it's like, but it's domestic, and but the person goes to extreme levels, right, to try to prove their point. But overall, when you look at this kind of thing, you could see that it's less seductive than a lot of the other bad things people can find themselves connected to that might want them to take their life. Like, you know, like, for example, isn't Islamic terrorism more seductive, right? Don't you think so? Like this kind of form of terrorism, or I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is, you could, looking at this is not seductive at all when you read it. Like he mentioned the Beatles.
That's why I told you something was wrong with him. It was something seriously wrong with him, and he combined it with Trump, the Beatles. He went from Trump to the Beatles. You know, that could go right there. Shows you there's something
Look at
wrong
this.
with.
The True History of the World, Haunted Carnival Edition. Okay.
Yeah.
You got a little bit about Adolf Hitler over here to the left. It's
Okay.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
They
interesting.
can have all that. I'm good.
Oh my God.
I'm good. Like I said, I don't think anything. You keep reading all that stuff, you get what you get. You know.
Yeah.
You keep reading all that stuff and believing a bunch of stuff, and you get what you get.
The flames. You get the flames, self-inflicted flames. The gasoline can type.
All
Not
of that.
just any old type, but the gasoline bottle. Oh my God, that was too much. Anyway, I'm sorry.
It was.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say I'm just glad I'm an independent thinker, a strong thinker. I think on my own. I'm glad I am.
Donnie said the Beatles are brainwashing her.
Yeah.
Keep listening to the Beatles and watch what's gonna happen.
I'm glad I'm not easily influenced.
Yeah.
I think for
Especially
myself.
to go to that length. I mean, That's too much right there.
Hey, look, you better write better before he goes to that length. He needs to write a lot better. Because see, those pamphlets are a little too simple. Too simple.
Well, hopefully they can decode what he was saying, because I don't understand it at all. So
I ain't gonna understand none of it. I already see that already. I'm happy I actually bothered to read it just to make sure. But I'm gonna read it again. Make sure I don't miss it. But
and you got what out of it? What did you get out of it?
But it's going to take me a month or two to read it, so no rush, no rush.
Okay.
I ain't reading it because I already know something wrong. I already know something wrong with him. When I saw him lick his tongue out in that picture, I said, "That's it. He crazy." I knew then he was something. He was crazy.
Guess who? Guess who just got a 20% gift card from Azonto Apparel? That
Donnie.
is Donnie Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Donnie, you are the first brave soul or rich soul, whichever one. You know how it is. It could be one or the other. You know. Hopefully, you didn't work too hard for that. You know.
He said, Donnie said, Beatles are brainwashing him.
Yeah, the Beatles got him. Nah, that wasn't the Beatles. He misinterpreted the Beatles music. He forgot they were in it for the fun too. That's what he forgot. When you put it, you know what I'm saying? Like when you put on certain music, it's for the feeling, right? But you also have to keep in mind part of it is for reflection. Part of it is not to be taken literally, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's just to make you think a little, you know, just to make you think. But Donnie, you're gonna get a reply mail back from me with your discount discount code, or what is it? What did I call it? Gift card, gift card, right? And in the next 10 minutes, something like that, 15 minutes, brother. So I appreciate it again. And of course, I'm gonna make sure that gets forwarded over. Plus, guess what? With my matching, I think that was like $10. With my matching $10 as well. You see how that works? I'm sure that'll do something. We'll see. We'll see, brother. But thank you for joining me on that one. And anybody else that wants to donate that hears this stream in the next day or two, feel free. And you will also get a reply from me over PayPal with your discount code for azontoapparel.com, and it lasts for 3 months, and you can use it whenever you want. It's 20% off. You will love it. I guarantee it. Yes. So, ladies, would you like to have some last words? It's your house.
Nah, we had enough.
Yeah. You know, me and Pumpkin got to come out here and tag team it. You know,
I don't want to do too much because they might, if we get too wild, they might take the video down again. So I have to.
Long as you, I don't think whatever that. Long as you ain't, long as you don't show that picture.
Me and Beverly,
y'all can curse people out all day if you want, though. That'll work.
Me and Pumpkin getting too wild. What? With you? What?
Hey, dang.
No, I was actually hoping for Ralph tonight, believe it or not.
Look, why you gotta check out human bodies on YouTube? It's like all this stuff is going on and you can't show. Doesn't it make you wonder? You can show anything sexually exploitive on YouTube, but somebody, you know, a hacked up body in a murder trial or a burnt up body committing suicide, nope, you can't show that. But you could show a tsunami knocking over 500 people, drowning 500 people. You can show that.
You can show that. You can show that rainfall in Dubai with them animals dying and stuff like that.
As a matter of fact, should I show that? Let me close out with that. Excellent. Thank you, Andrea. Okay. I forgot about that rainfall.
But you know what I think it is too? I think it's the person they have to check the things. Like, I don't know what you call them, but the persons who check the videos and stuff.
Yeah,
I think is how they feel about
they make
something
mistakes at times.
and how they feel. They put their feelings into it.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. And then they want you to respond, and I don't always want to spend my time responding if it's not a strike. So let me see here. Look at this. Did y'all see this?
Yeah.
Did y'all see this? Hold on. Let me go to.
I wish I lived in New York so I could be on that trial. I would tell them, "Oh, I can be impartial," and I'd be saying to myself, "Hurry up and get it over so I can vote him, under the jail."
Let's see here. Hold on. There it is, Dubai. Where the animals?
I was gonna say, do they have camels walking down the street? Stop me for saying that.
It's just too much.
What is this? The airport? Yeah, that's the airport. Oh, look at this. Okay.
Yeah, they said they didn't have the proper drainage systems or nothing installed.
Oh, I wonder who
proper infrastructure.
Yeah, I wonder who did all the work. Was it cheap labor from the region?
What happened there?
You didn't see all that flooding and
fully flooded. There is a building have no electricity, no water.
He's a Pakistani living in Dubai.
Not getting,
but I thought that was supposed to be a very modern city. I know a couple of people that went there. They said it's a nice place to vacation.
That's what they say.
Well, it used to be. From the looks of this, it ain't too much of nothing right now.
Let's see here. Hold on. Let's see
over the United Arab Emirates, prompting flight cancellations at the second busiest airport in the world. Schools shut down, traffic at a standstill. Some amazing flooding conditions there. Bonnie Quinn has had a front row seat to it. We go out to her in Dubai for an update on what's happening.
Oh, Bonnie. That looks like the Holland Tunnel.
As you can see right behind me, this is part of the DIFC complex within Dubai, which is its own self-regulated complex of financial institutions. We're talking about more than 50 hedge funds, more than 200 banks based here, more than 100 insurance companies and 350 wealth managers. All told, more than 41,000 people work here on a daily basis.
They better have some generators.
Was impacted, as you can see today. Dubai is not a walking city. It is very much a city that runs on taxis, Ubers, and driving. Public transportation fairly limited in Dubai.
Look, this is Dubai. Can you believe this? And it's flat. So this kind of flooding in a flat place, this is very interesting.
Oh, they don't have no hills.
Nope. So there's nowhere to run to. There's no highland. And on top of it, the water must be is the water sea level right now?
Is that a desert? Is Dubai in a desert?
It is.
Within a few hours of this rain starting, you can see what happened. Cars were abandoned everywhere. I'm looking down from the 34th floor of a hotel room. Cars are abandoned outside right now. The cars that are managing to make it through are being guided through by emergency vehicles. And it really is a sight to see. Dubai every now and then gets these large rainfalls. However, infrastructurally, it's not quite able to manage them. It doesn't have the drainage, although it needs the rainfall for extra water security.
You know what? It says Dubai elevation is 5 meters. It says it's 5 meters, but in some places, but then in another place it says 16 meters. Yeah,
it must be everything that's not on the first and second floor.
Yeah, but look, Dubai is 2 meters above sea level. 2 meters, yeah. And other places,
was that a tsunami?
No. This wasn't a tsunami. This is just flooding. This is just
raining.
Flooding.
It just rained and flooded like that. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, and they were showing the camels that were getting taken away by the water.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Donnie, I saw that too. That geoengineering.
It was a camel.
Cloud seeding. They showed a bunch of camels caught up in it.
Just now?
There's no. There's a video out there.
That's why I don't want to go to no foreign countries. I'll stay here. If I'm gonna drown,
There
let
was
me
a
drown
video
at
out there with
home.
some camels.
Okay.
And if I see a camel, I'd probably pass out.
Caused major flash flooding in Dubai. Roads turned into rivers and water rushed into homes and businesses. Nearly 4 inches of rain fell in just 12 hours yesterday. That's around what Dubai measures in an entire year. That's according to United Nations data. Rain fell so fast that people were forced to abandon their cars. Dubai International Airport, which is the second busiest in the world, stopped operations for a while as the tarmac was underwater.
That's
Jeff
crazy.
Hogan of the WR Live Center got some brand new video. We've been telling you about this rainfall in the United Arab Emirates and in Dubai, record-breaking rainfall and flooding. This is a view from the Dubai airport. This rain has shut down schools. It has shut down roads, grounded flights. The second largest airport in the world looks like a...
That's the airport.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
River. This is the tarmac out the plane window. Look at this view.
This is the tarmac.
Here, country got 10 inches of rain in 24 hours. That is an entire
I
year's
just
worth.
can't believe
It's creating
ain't no
dangerous
hills
conditions
there.
all across that.
Say that again.
I said, I can't believe it ain't no hills. I ain't never seen nowhere where it ain't a hill.
Oh, Dubai is flat. Let me see here.
Yeah, it's man-made.
I guess Sonnet and them was right about flat Earth.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But let me see something. Since you asked about that, it's what is the biggest mountain in Dubai? What? 1,000 meters above sea level. What? Oh, that's the highest peak. Let me see something here. Let me type something else here. Is it flat? Is Dubai? Oh, hold on. I spelled that wrong. Yes. Okay, geography of I'm gonna pull that up real quick, then we can carry on here.
No wonder I don't know nothing about it. Geography. I hated geography in school.
Okay, 16 meters above. Yeah, well, that's flat. It doesn't matter how you look at it. It's flat. Yeah, it's flat.
So they don't have no hills in Dubai. Ain't that so?
They have some hills. They have some hills, but I don't think it's it's considered to be the typical geography. Let me see. It says, look, the Western Hiyar chain has an arid, jagged, and sheltered landscape whose mountains rise above 1,300 meters. So this is the highest point, right? In Dubai, the Hiyar Mountains. And Dubai has no natural river bodies or oases. However, Dubai does have a natural inlet, Dubai Creek, which has been dredged to make it deep enough for large vessels. Okay, they had to dig it up. Yeah. It is what it is, folks. It's called flooding.
Years worth of rain caused.
This is something else. What do y'all think about that? I mean, do you think it's going to get worse, these kind of happenings, or
maybe not there? I don't think it's going to get worse there because that's you.
I mean, there's stuff going on everywhere. Taiwan, just like you were saying earlier, had that earthquake. I mean, there's just stuff going on everywhere.
A lot of nature stuff. A lot of earthquakes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me play this last one before I shut it down.
The storm that forced one of the biggest cities in the Middle East into a standstill. Dubai saw a year's worth of precipitation on Tuesday, marking the most rainfall it has seen in 75 years. Roads, highways, and runways were transformed into canals, with water levels leaving many cars abandoned. Emirati authorities are reporting one death, a man in his 70s
wasn't that
who
the
was in his
cat
car.
on the door they rescued? I saw that.
Oh yeah, you saw the cat, huh? Yeah.
Flooding started.
No, I saw it
Airlines
before, but I thought that was somewhere over here. I didn't know it was in Dubai. The cat was hanging on. That cat hung on. He was hanging on that door.
Yep.
Passengers until late Wednesday.
I'm not able to get through. It's a total difficult situation. I'm trying. I want to go home.
The system has passed with clear skies visible. But the damage is so widespread, the United Arab Emirates government ordered employees and schools to work remotely for a second straight day. Climate experts say this event in this region is extremely rare and was likely an intermediate-sized storm supercharged by climate change.
You expect increased intensity of storms like this, of heavy rainfall, and increased conditions to form storms to even begin to think about precipitation.
In neighboring Oman, rescue teams helped recover people stranded by flooding, and officials in that country are reporting 19 deaths. Al Ain, a UAE city close to the Oman border, saw more than 250 millimeters of rainfall in less than 24 hours. The Emirati government frequently conducts cloud seeding to get more precipitation to fall across the country. A forecaster with its 9 millimeters of rainfall in less than 24 hours. The Emirati government frequently conducts cloud seeding to get more in less than 24 hours. The Emirati government frequently conducts cloud seeding to get more precipitation to fall across the country. A forecaster with its National Meteorology Center said there haven't been any operations recently, but Bloomberg has quoted the agency saying 7 cloud seeding operations took place in the days before the storm. Kyle Benning, Global News.
7 cloud seeding operations.
So what he's saying is it was purposely done then.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because that's not normal to see that much water. I don't care how dry you are.
Nope. Yeah. It was purposely done. Yes, that is scary. That is scary. Well, don't purposely do it over here.
I know that's right.
Anyway, somewhere else, y'all.
I don't live at the top of the hill no more. I grew up at the top of the hill. Now I live at the bottom. And I live between 2 rivers. So, I mean,
two things I don't ever want you to do around me. Number 1, cloud seed. Number 2, set yourself on fire. Don't do either one.
And start either like that fool.
Which way you want to go out? Fire or water?
That's crazy.
I know you might need a gas mask around somebody.
Based, though. Isn't that funny? So, all of it's conspiracy based. Nah. Cloud seeding, that's no longer a conspiracy.
They did that on purpose.
Yeah, that's no longer a conspiracy. Check. I can scratch that off my conspiracy list. It's real.
They say he threw seeds. Somebody threw seeds. Do they actually throw seeds in it?
Hey, look. What if you find out that the guy who burnt himself up did it over cloud seeding?
Oh, Lord, please. Time to go. I think you've been on here too long.
I think you've been on here too long with that one.
Jesus.
He needs to go back in
the
timeout.
It's enough nuts in the world. We don't need it. We don't need to add more to it.
Damn, maybe you did have a point. No, I'm joking. All right, yeah.
Yeah, VB, it's time to go.
Yes, it is.
Might have to rethink that activism now. All right, man.
All right, good night, everybody.
All right, good night. Bye, VB.
All right, everybody. Have a good evening. Appreciate y'all.
Right.
All right. Hey, and anybody who listens to the stream, please feel free to donate if you hear the stream later. It's for a good cause, for a very nice person. Sometimes we need to help each other out when we can. And I'm going to match any funds that anybody donates myself. So, and people that donate over $10 will get a 20% off gift card that allows you to shop at azontoapparel.com. So feel free to donate even afterwards. And the PayPal's in the chat. And I appreciate everybody. I will see you all very soon. Peace. Peace. Once again. See y'all.
To the door when he beat me pounds in the building. See you team
deep you stack 'em high as the ceiling. A fucking introduction for all the times that I was in the trenches hustling alive.